Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prasthayine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Vashkatya Vishatarine. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagavatam, 8th Canto, Chapter 20, Verse 12. No, verse 20.
No. Chapter 8, I believe.
Yes?
And verse 20.
Supposed to be 12, and it is
Canto 20, chapter 12, verse 12.
12.
That's Canto and
didn't even put the verse.
Yeah, just with.
Yeah, okay.
8th canto, chapter 20, verse 12.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
Yadyapi, yes. Yadyapi
Yadyapi
asav
asav
adharmena
adharmena
mam
mam
badniyad
badnuyad
anagasam
anangasam
tatapi
tadapi
enam
enam
na
na
imsishye
imshishye
bhitam
vitam
brahmatanum
brahmatanum
ripum.
ripum.
Okay. Yadyapyasavadharmena
Yadyapyasadhamena
Yadyapasavadharmena
Yadyapasavadharmena
mam badni yadanagasam
Nagasam
mam badni yadanagasam
Nagasam
tatapyenam naim sishye
Tatapyenam nahimsishye
tatapyenam naim sishye
Tatapyenam nahimsishye
Bhitam brahmatanum ripum
Vitam brahmatanum ripum
Bhitam brahmatanum ripum
Vitam brahmatanum ripum
Yadyapyasavadharmena
Yadyapyasadhamena
mam badni yadanagasam
Nagasam
tatapyenam nahim sishye
Tatapyenam nahimsishye
Bhitam brahmatanum ripum
Vitam brahmatanum ripum Yadyapyasau adharmena
Yadyapyasavadharmena
Mam badniyad nagasam
mam badni yadanagasam
Tatapyenam nahim sasye
tatapyenam naim sishye
Vitam brahmatanum ripum
Bhitam brahmatanum ripum Nayavina mam badni yadanagasam tatapyenam naim sishye Vitam brahmatanum ripum. Okay.
Yadyapyasadhamena Nagasam Tatapyenam nahimsishye Vitam brahmatanum ripum
Ladies,
Yadyapyasadhamena
Yadharmena mam badni yadanagasam tatapyenam naim sishye Bhitam brahmatanum ripum Yadyapi although also
also
Lord Vishnu
Lord Vishnu
adharmena
adharmena
crookedly
crookedly
without reference to the straight way
without reference to the straight way
mam
Mam
me
me
badniyat
badniyad
kills
kills
anagasam
Anagasam
although I am not sinful
although I am not sinful
tatapi
Tatapi
still
still
enam
enam
against him
against him
na
now
not
not
im sishye
imshishye
I shall take any retaliation
shall take any retaliation
bhitam
Vitam
because he is afraid
because he is afraid
brahmatanum
Brahmatanum
having assumed the form of a Brahmana brahmachari. Ripum, even though he is my enemy. That's another funny example of maybe Sanskrit and French. Ripu. In French, ripu means a rotten person who is doing something bad to you. So it comes from. Hein? Non, mais là c'est ripu. Translation. Although he is Vishnu himself, that's Bali Maharaj speaking to Shukracharya, his spiritual master, explaining why he's going to act in the way he's going to act. Although he is Vishnu himself, out of fear, he has covered himself in the form of a Brahmana to come to me begging. Under the circumstances, because he has assumed the form of a Brahmana, even if he irreligiously arrests me or even kills me, I shall not retaliate, although he is my enemy. Translation again. Although he is Vishnu himself, out of fear he has covered himself in the form of a Brahmana to come to me begging. Under the circumstances, because he has assumed the form of a Brahmana, even if he irreligiously arrests me or even kills me, I shall not retaliate, although he is my enemy. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. If Lord Vishnu, as he is, had come to Bali Maharaj and asked him to do something, Bali Maharaj certainly would have not refused his request. But to enjoy a little humor between himself and his devotee, the Lord covered himself as a Brahmana brahmachari and thus came to Bali Maharaj to beg for only 3 feet of land. Om Gyanti Milandasya Gyanangala Shalakaya Chakshurudmilita Minatasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manubhishtam Stapitam Yana Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadadisva Padantikam. So, it's an interesting setup, little original. 3 characters are there, Bali Maharaj, Vamandev, and Shukracharya. It's a pastime. It's a transcendental pastime, activity of the spiritual world, of Krishna, his devotees, given in Bhagavatam. So we see all kinds of different characters. You have, Vamandev disguising himself as a young Brahmana dwarf in order to cheat Bali Maharaj. Then you have Bali Maharaj. Oh, he is a king of the Asura. Although, he's a pure devotee. He's going to surrender totally to the Lord. He's a devotee. Mahajan. And then you have Shukracharya. He's a spiritual master. But he's going to say to his disciple, don't surrender to Krishna, to Vishnu. So 3 of them are playing a role, pretty, humoristic circumstance. And indeed, should I translate in French for the people or what? Huh? I don't know. Oui, c'est une scène intéressante. I'm going to translate in French also, parce elle implique 3 personnages du Srimad Bhagavatam. C'est un divertissement du Seigneur suprême. Et le Seigneur lui-même se déguise en tant que jeune nain brahmana pour tricher Bali Maharaj et lui enlever toutes ses possessions. Bali Maharaj se déguise, on pourrait dire, en tout cas, il est le roi des Asuras, des êtres démoniaques, mais en fait, c'est un dévot de Krishna qui va s'abandonner complètement au Seigneur et lui donner tout ce qu'il demande. Et Shukracharya, le 3e, larron. Le troisième, Shukracharya, c'est le maître spirituel, mais il va dire à son disciple, ne t'abandonne pas au Seigneur Vishnu. So it's, ça fait trois personnalités assez spéciales dans cette histoire. So, it's French and English. So, yes. So it is a little secret thing, what's going on. Who can understand really what's going on? God is disguising himself, and he's going to cheat someone who is, devoted to him. The devotee is presented as a demon, the king of the demon, but he's going to surrender to God, to Krishna, Vishnu, Vamandev. Shukracharya is this guy, the spiritual master, but he teaches his disciple to not surrender to the Lord. So it's not easy to understand. But this is reserved, we can say, to those who are surrendered to Krishna to understand. If one, c'est réservé aux dévots du Seigneur de comprendre vraiment ce qui se passe. Sinon, par la simple étude théologique, universitaire ou simplement, non, on ne va pas bien comprendre ce qui se passe. And we see that Srila Prabhupada puts everything in order because, he is our Acharya, and he takes away whatever speculation we could have. Vamanadev, strange, and Bali Maharaj, demon, and Shukracharya, spiritual master. But Srila Prabhupada is bringing us back to pure devotional service. It is actually what he says, to enjoy a little humor between himself and his devotee. The Lord covered himself and everything. So, this is Srila Prabhupada, notre maître spirituel. Il enlève toutes les spéculations qu'on pourrait avoir, d'essayer de comprendre ce qui se passe là, dans cette scène un peu bizarre. Et il nous révèle, il nous explique qu'il s'agit là d'un divertissement transcendantal dans lequel le Seigneur manifeste un certain humour entre lui et son dévot. Alors, on va parler sur cela, cette notion d'humour. Yes, although we may speak today of humor, although we can see the deities today, especially Krishna and Balaram, they don't look like in the in the mood of humor. Balaram has his mace, and Krishna, he has, I don't know what's the idea of the pujari, but a string with two balls, huh? Krishna. A string and two balls, huh? Krishna is holding. Yes? No? Yes, you see. You see. No, Krishna and Balaram. Yeah. Yes. So, for one who is not initiated into deep pujari meanings, it looks more like a ninjaku. This weapon, is thrown, boom. So they look like more in a Virya ras than, humor today, Virya ras. But they have a big smile, and it's all transcendental rasa to enjoy between Krishna, Balaram, and their devotees, whatever they do. So, although, bien qu'aujourd'hui, Krishna et Balaram ne semblent pas dans un état d'esprit d'humour, puisque Balaram est armé de sa masse énorme, comme nous le disait Sita. What's her name? Sitala, voilà. Sitala, qu'il avait dû trouver une masse, ça n'existait pas à l'époque, il a dû trouver une masse, un truc énorme pour Balaram. Donc Balaram a l'air combatif, d'ailleurs il y a une bosse sur sa masse, il a dû s'en servir déjà. Et Krishna, lui, il tient à la main, il tient Enfin, il a sur le côté une corde avec des boules à chaque extrémité, un peu comme les ninjaku. Donc, ils sont plutôt dans l'humeur, dans le mood de Virya Ras, hero, Virya, Virya, Yadu Virya, the hero of the Yadu dynasty, or Maharaj Birambir, this king in Orissa who stole the books of the six Goswamis. I am Maharaj Birambir, Vir and Bir, strong. Okay, mais aujourd'hui, donc, c'est today is a mood of humor that Prabhupada is uncovering. Yes. Yes, ici, c'est vraiment, c'est merveilleux parce que à partir du moment où le dévot, il s'abandonne à Krishna. Krishna is my Lord and everything is mercy. As soon as the devotee surrenders to the Lord, then everything can happen. A whole variety of pastimes and dealings with his devotees can be uncovered. Dès que l'on s'abandonne à Krishna, comme étant le Seigneur suprême, Dieu en personne, à ce moment-là, toute une variété de relations différentes peuvent apparaître et se révéler. Et ça, c'est la miséricorde vraiment de Krishna. It's really Krishna's mercy to give us so much emotions, so much variety of feelings pertaining to the spiritual world, where we want to go. And not only the first step which gives peace, Brahmabhuta Prasanatma Nasochati Nakanchati Sama Sarveshu Bhuteshu, peace, okay, we are not the body, and because we are not the body, what are we? We are a spirit soul, and what is the spirit soul? It's a little fragmental part of Krishna, his servant. Oh, and then you surrender to Krishna's knowledge, Raj Vidya, Raj Guyam, very secret. But more secret than that is what's going on after that. What's going on once you have you have been put yourself by Krishna and Parampara's mercy on the platform of devotional service to the Lord, then you have all these activities of the spirit soul. Many types of activities in relationship with God. Not only awe and veneration, which puts the devotee in ecstasy of love of God in front of his greatness and mercy, but also, as it is revealed in Nectar of Devotion, there is many different rasa, 5 primary and 12 altogether, 7 others. So this is Nectar of Devotion. Also now, oui, donc dès que l'on réalise qu'on n'est pas le corps, qu'est-ce qu'on est alors? Ah ben oui, on est l'âme dans le corps. Mais cette âme, qu'est-ce que c'est? Ah, c'est un petit fragment, tout petit, de Krishna. Et qu'est-ce qu'elle fait l'âme? Eh bien, elle, en tant que fragment du tout, elle sert Krishna, elle participe à la vie de Krishna, à sa félicité, à ses divertissements. Oui, ça veut dire, dès qu'on réalise qu'on n'est pas le corps, qu'on est une âme au service de Krishna, alors là, Krishna nous révèle le nectar de la dévotion, toutes les activités de l'âme spirituelle. Oh, yes, la conscience de Krishna est une révélation extraordinaire, Rajvidya, Rajaguyam, le plus secret, le plus élevé de tous les savoirs. Oui, et c'est ce que nous révèle en particulier le nectar de la dévotion, où il est dit qu'il existe toute une variété de relations avec Dieu pour l'âme spirituelle dans son monde, 5 rasas principales, 7 rasas secondaires, et bien d'autres encore. So, yeah, so this is one type of secret Guhyam, Raj, most elevated knowledge and relationship between Vamandev, Bali Maharaj, Shukracharya, all strange, cheating, so-called transcendental cheating personalities, activities. And Prabhupada said that, no, I read again the purport. Prabhupada nous dit, pour expliquer ça, que si le Seigneur Vishnu était venu voir Bali Maharaj pour lui demander quelque chose, en se présentant comme le Seigneur, Vishnu, Bali Maharaj, sans aucun doute, n'aurait rien refusé. Mais pour prendre plaisir à un petit peu quelque chose d'humoristique entre lui et son dévot, le Seigneur s'est déguisé en Brahmana Brahmachari et il est venu voir Bali Maharaj pour lui demander seulement 3 pas de terrain. If Lord Vishnu had come as he is, to Bali Maharaj, ask him to get something, Bali Maharaj certainly would not have refused his request. But to enjoy a little humor between himself and his devotee, the Lord covered himself as a Brahmana Brahmachari and thus came to Bali Maharaj to beg for only 3 feet of land. Yes, so, and do we know any example of humoristic relationship between Krishna and his devotees? Madhu Mangal. Yeah, one practical pastime.
Prasadam pastimes.
Yes, Prasad, yeah. Chananda Prabhu. Fixed up. Yeah, in Manu Mangal and Krishna. Sometimes it is the humor is on the side of Krishna, sometimes it's on the side of the devotees. Like it is said that one time, one devotee. Anyway, we see, But Madhu Mangal, yeah, is a very important spirit soul. He's a very important character in dealings between Krishna and his devotees in Vrindavan. Very important. If there is no humor in Vrindavan, well, then it's finished. But Manu Mangal is like the very well-known humoristic character for the Krishna's pastime. There are others. Donc Madhu Mangal est un des grands spécialistes de l'humour à Vrindavan. Et il en faut, s'il n'y a pas de gens qui ont de l'humour dans la vie, et surtout dans la vie de Krishna à Vrindavan, c'est plus possible. L'humour, c'est le propre de l'être humain. Hein. Les animaux, ils rient pas, hein, vraiment. Quoi. Bon, bien sûr, il y en a qui singent un peu les êtres humains, mais humor belongs to human beings. Hein. And it's very important in life, very important. If you don't have humor in life, always serious, always, depressed, always grave, have a big mission, it's not complete. It needs a balance with humor. And in a married life also, for those who it's very important also, if it's always only married life, which means only fighting, then it's not possible. But, there is humor, and then, everything is okay like that. Donc, l'humour, c'est vraiment important, c'est le propre de l'être humain, on ne trouve pas ça chez les animaux, ils ne font pas de blagues entre eux, etc. Mais c'est important, si on est toujours en train de penser que la vie est très sérieuse, très difficile ou déprimante, tout ça, on ne peut pas tenir. Hein. Donc un peu d'humour, ça allège beaucoup, hein, même dans le mariage. Dans le mariage, si c'est que sans arrêt des relations de dispute, ça n'en peut plus. Mais un peu d'humour entre l'époux, tout de suite, ça va mieux. On retrouve derrière l'amour. Hein. Donc dans le monde de Krishna, l'humour est très important. Madhu Mangal, c'est le spécialiste. Oui, Tata Kolani. Oui.
L'humour, il a tourné mal, je pense.
L'humour,
L'humour, il a mal tourné. Parce que-
Oui,
Krishna,
il a
on
failli.
blague.
Sita Thakurani nous dit qu'entre Krishna et Rukmini, il y a aussi une certaine forme d'humour, mais bon, c'est vrai que ça a un petit peu mal tourné. Between Rukmini and Krishna, it's a little limit.
Ça
It's,
a mal tourné, elle a tombé dans les pommes.
yeah, but at the end, ends well, everything is well, which ends well. This is Krishna humor. Sometimes you feel, well, Krishna is having some humor, he's saying things to Rukmini, Devi, what are you doing with me? I am, I'm a bad guy. You're stupid to be linked with me. You should, much better party. And that was humoristic in one sense, but Rukmini took it seriously, and she fainted. But everything is well, which ends well, because it's all Krishna's mercy, it's all Krishna's love, and the devotee is completely surrendered to Krishna. Shilshava Padaratam Pinashtuma, and whatever he does, that's his pleasure, that's my happiness. So it ends well at the end also, and it's a beautiful pastime also, finally. So, yeah, l'histoire de Rukmini et Krishna. Krishna est un petit peu humoristique en disant à Rukmini, mais qu'est-ce que tu fais avec moi? Moi, je suis un rien du tout. Tu devrais aller avec quelqu'un d'autre plutôt, quelqu'un qui serait plus digne de toi. Mais Rukmini, elle a pris ça au sérieux, elle s'en évanouit. Mais finalement, tout est bien qui finit bien. Parce que Krishna, il est tout amour, et le dévot, il est tout amour pour Krishna, tout abandonné, et donc ça se termine bien aussi. L'humour va parfois être assez loin, un peu limite même, mais voilà. Une autre relation d'humour de Krishna et ses dévots, d'un dévot avec Krishna? Oui, Chitra Lila. Ah. Hein? Oui, Kolavecha Sridhar et Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Huh? It's not that only the Lord comes and he said, everything belongs to me, Bhaktaram Yagtabasam, Sarvaroga Maheshwaram. So, I take your banana leaves and Kolavecha Sridhar. Yeah. No, it makes it more funny. And Lord Chaitanya comes and, oh, Kolavecha, oh, you have nice banana. He's disguised as a devotee, boom, and this flower, I can bring that to Mother Sachi and cook some nice something like that. How much it is? And Kovalashesha, well, it's this price. Oh, you are a cheater, huh? I know, you are very rich. You have a big treasure. You are very wealthy. And you want to cheat? No. I take, half price, and it's already, maybe, you pay ça, like that. Anyway, yes, donc il y a Kovalecha Sridhar et le Sri Chaitanya qui se présentent devant lui. Bon, il fait pas ça à la normale. Il dit non, il dit pas je suis Dieu, donne-moi tout ça. Non, il dit simplement ah, t'as des jolies bananes, hein, des fleurs de bananier, on peut cuisiner des bonnes choses pour mes chachi, tout ça. Et donne-moi tout ça, combien tu les vends? Oh, mais tu es un tricheur, tu vends ça très très cher. Et pourtant, et en plus, je sais, tu es avide parce que tu es déjà très très riche. Tu as un grand trésor et tu le gardes pour toi. Et finalement, il part avec ça et Sridhar, Kolavecha Sridhar, il s'abandonne avec Océan Chaitanya qui part joyeusement avec ses bananes pour rien du tout et qui reviendra tous les jours en plus. Souvent, l'humour aussi, c'est bien quand ça dure pas trop longtemps. Mais ça, c'est matériel. Hein. Mais au niveau spirituel, on voit Kolavecha Sridhar et Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, ça dure très longtemps, ça se reproduit sans arrêt, tous les jours. So humor, sometimes it's nice when it's just not too long. But with Kolavecha Sridhar, it's unending, every day, same thing. And at the end, everything is well, which ends well. Lord Chaitanya will reveal to the devotees, my devotee Kolavecha Sridhar is my pure devotee, pure love for me. He has a great treasure. He is so wealthy. more than anyone else, he has pure love of God, pure love for me. And he doesn't ask anything other than remaining in this situation where I so-called exploit him. He's very poor, materially speaking, and I exploit him every day. And still, he always gives him fully his heart to me, and we enjoy a lot together this relationship. Yes, Madhu Mangal, Krishna et Rukmini, Kovalecha Sridhar, le Seigneur Chaitanya qui va révéler que finalement, oui, Kovalecha Sridhar, c'est mon pur dévot. Il est très riche d'amour pour moi. Et quoi que je lui demande en faisant semblant d'exploiter sa pauvreté, eh bien, pour lui, c'est l'extase. Et il ne demande rien d'autre que de demeurer éternellement dans cette situation qui est une source de félicité pour moi et donc aussi pour lui. Nanda Tanuja Kinkalam, s'il te plaît, Krishna, je veux simplement rester comme un grain de poussière sous tes pieds par Isolotus. Un dévot comme Kovalecha Sridhar, il ne demande pas de position, il ne demande pas d'être reconnu, il est présenté comme étant avide, etc. Mais il est en extase. Oui. Bon. Krishna Charanavinda.
On ne peut pas dire aussi que Bali Maharaj il fait l'humour à un moment quand il dit Vishnu, par peur, il a pris l'apparence d'un brahmana. C'est de l'humour.
Oui.
Il sait que c'est Vishnu.
Oui. Ah, ça c'est un autre aspect. Yeah. So Bali Maharaj also he said, oh, Vishnu is afraid, he disguises himself, but he's my enemy. So that's also humor from the devotee. And well, this is a little, I would say, a little different on two sides. On one side, Bali Maharaj is humoristic is entering into the humor of Bhavanadev. Okay, Bhavanadev, he wants to play like that. I will, keep the rasa, and myself, I answer back. Yeah, he's afraid. That's why he does it like that. Okay. There's another aspect of these words of Bali Maharaj. He's speaking to Shukracharya, who is wrong. Don't surrender to Vishnu. But still he has respect for this great sage, the descendant of Bhrigu Muni. So he doesn't want that Shukracharya feels too bad. He doesn't, oppose him. Just, you are nonsense, Gurudev. What are you doing here? You should, get away. You're not a guru. No. Oh, yes, dear spiritual master, dear great sage. Yes, Vishnu is afraid, but what can we do? He presents as a brahmana, so you are teaching me nicely, respect the brahmana. So, what can we do? I will have to surrender to him, although he's our enemy. So il ménage, il ménage l'orgueil, l'ego de Shukracharya. Il ménage l'ego de Shukracharya à son maître spirituel. Il ne va pas lui dire de front, oui, espèce de faux maître spirituel, tu ne veux pas que je m'abandonne à Vishnu, tu ferais mieux de faire autre chose, je te désobéis, puis c'est tout. Non. Oh, tu es un grand sage, tu es le descendant de Bhrigu Muni. Tu m'as appris à respecter les brahmanas, c'est vraiment bien, hein, mais là, qu'est-ce qu'on peut faire? Vishnu s'est déguisé, il a peur certainement, il s'est déguisé en brahmana, alors bon, je vais faire comme tu m'as dit, je vais quand même lui obéir, hein, je ne vais pas te désobéir. Et il ménage l'ego de Shukracharya un peu.
Vous savez que Vishnu, il n'avait pas peur de lui.
Non, bien sûr que non. C'était Thakurani, elle a eu peur, elle a cru que Vishnu... So, yes, that's the story. Okay. Any other example? No, we have good examples. Madhu Mangal, Kovalecha Sridhar.
Jagadananda Pandit, Lord Chaitanya and Jagadananda.
Oh, Lord Chaitanya and Jagadananda Pandit. Huh? Yeah, that's also limit, huh? Humor. Huh? So it's a limit, when we read it, finally we smile. And when Jagadananda did, he brings perfume, big pot of perfume to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You know, he is in Krishna's pastimes. He's Satyabhama, you know, character. You know, some devotees have character. You know, and it's good. You know, it makes them. You know, and so Lord Chaitanya says, "What is that? You know, I'm sannyas. Well, you want me to fall down, and people will say this and that." And so Jagadananda, he said, "What is that? He doesn't understand my love." And he takes a jar and breaks it and turn around like that. And you know, finally, everything is well which ends well. Everybody is smiling because we know that Jagadananda is fully surrendered to Lord Chaitanya in love, and Lord Chaitanya is fully appreciating also and in love with his devotee. But it has to be uncovered by Prabhupada and, you know, Acharyas. Oui, Jagadananda Pandit qui va offrir une jarre de parfum à Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, sannyas, et le Seigneur lui dit, mais attends, qu'est-ce qu'ils vont dire les gens? Tu veux me faire tomber là, avec du parfum, tout ça, je suis un sannyas. Alors Jagadananda, il n'est pas content parce que comment ça se fait? Il comprend pas que c'est une expression de mon amour, et donc il tourne les talons, pas content, et puis il prend la jarre et boum, il casse là, ça. Mais tout est bien, qui finit bien. Et donc le Seigneur Chaitanya et Jagadananda Pandit nous sont révélés comme étant une relation d'humour, comment on appelle ça là, ouais, bon, enfin un peu combatif, on va dire. Voilà. Yeah, okay, Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, devotees. Devotees also sometimes they are humoristic behavior, and sometimes they say, yes, you know, he's my enemy. You know, he did that, you know, and she's really, between devotees. But it is, you know, life. This is devotional life. You have to see it like that, you know. It's never like that, you know. Devotee feels with devotees, you know, the ocean of mercy, you know, Kripa Sindhu. And Krishna is ocean of mercy, even if he handles us roughly or make bad humor with us, or his devotee, or Lord Chaitanya, or devotees, we know behind all that is mercy. It's mercy and very sweet relationship. And that actually increases the sweetness, just like in classically between husband and wife, there is humor, you know, but that increases the flavor of conjugal love. So between devotees also, one has to be careful not to misunderstand. Sometimes you see some devotees speaking strongly between themselves during meeting, you know. No, not like that. Yes, this is nonsense. Oh, I remember one time I was invited as a GBC meetings in Mayapur, and wow, I remember, I don't name it, one of them, you know, they were discussing a subject, heavy subject, and there were different opinions, you know, and but it was okay discussing, and all of a sudden one of them just, you know, boom, like that, and this is nonsense. He said to another one, you know, it was really wow. Everybody just ooh. And next minute, you know, they were taking sugarcane juice together, you know. And so anyway, you don't have to be a GBC to express this kind of humor between devotees. You can be, you know, in New Mayapur and have many strong dealings. Huh? But have to be careful on both sides. That you may express something strong to another devotee, but you always feel respect, and it's for Krishna. And from from the other side, the devotee is strong, very strong, boom, doing that, or is cheating you. No, it's for Krishna. It's not like that. And if one remains in this mood, humble, then, not only you avoid offenses or wrong understanding, but you enjoy a lot life with the devotees. Variety of, not everybody, or almost everybody the same. I mean, one half is in dhoti, the other half is in sari. Two sides. No, everybody is enjoying devotional life. Yes, donc entre dévots aussi, ça existe, cet humour, et parfois ça s'exprime aussi d'une façon assez forte dans les meetings, où on dit non, c'est pas comme ça, tu as tort, c'est ton faux ego. Non. Si, c'est vrai. D'ailleurs, Prabhupada a dit. Des fois, ça chauffe un petit peu comme ça. Mais c'est pour Krishna, c'est pour Prabhupada, pour le service. Et les bons dévots que vous êtes tous, que nous sommes tous, n'oublient jamais que finalement, c'est pour Krishna, c'est pour le service dévotionnel, on est avec des dévots, et on a un grand respect, un grand amour pour tout le monde, beaucoup d'affection. Et au contraire, on apprécie que les dévots s'expriment dans différentes moods. Donc, on respecte toujours, si on parle de façon un petit peu humoristique, ouhou, elle fait ça, mais on respecte quand même, ou forte comme ça, on respecte beaucoup le dévot, et le dévot qui nous traite un peu de façon humoristique, limite, et d'autres fois un petit peu difficile, limite, mais néanmoins, c'est la miséricorde, Kripa Sindhu, océan de miséricorde, et en faisant comme ça, d'abord on reste le cœur pas agité par les gunas, on évite des offenses, et ensuite on vit en compagnie des dévots avec toute une variété de relations, et passe comme ça de plus en plus. Quel plaisir de pouvoir exprimer la nature variée de l'âme spirituelle que nous sommes, mais au niveau spirituel. Bien, Hare Krishna. Alors ça m'a rappelé en lisant, I remember when I saw Humoristic, that we have a chapter in Nectar of Devotion dedicated to humor. Et ça m'a rappelé que dans le Nectar de Dévotion, il y a un chapitre qui est dédié au rasa de l'humour. We can read a little, because now today, before we used to read a Nectar of Devotion every morning. Yes, that's, we say all days. Now we read Namamrita, how to honor and not make offenses to the holy name. Variety, very nice. But yes. So let's read Srila Rupa Goswami about humoristic rasa. Because Krishna, oh yes, of course, we remember Krishna is Akila Rasamrita Murti. He is a form of all rasa. Akila means all variety. Rasamrita is nectar of relationships. So Krishna is a form, is the best in all relationships, including humor. Sages and scholars, they teach that laughing, humor, usually you find it amongst young people, or when you have together little kids and elderly people. Oh, Srila Prabhupada, yeah. You know, so someone gave me, Gopal Priya Mataji gave me a photograph of Srila Prabhupada, laughing like something incredible. Anyway, one day, an old mendicant came to the door of Mother Yashoda. And Krishna said to Mother Yashoda, Mother, I cannot go near this, I don't have the English book, ce gueux décharné. this emaciated, worse than Shudra. Because he could put me in his bag of alms and take me away from you. Oh maman, un jour qu'un vieux mendiant s'est présenté à la porte de Mère Yashoda, Krishna lui a dit « Oh ma mère, je ne veux pas m'approcher de ce gueux décharné. Il pourrait me mettre dans son sac à aumône et m'emporter loin de toi. » Krishna pastimes ki. Right. Ainsi, Krishna, l'enfant merveilleux, regardait sa mère pendant que le mendiant qui se tenait à la porte essayait de dissimuler son sourire, mais il en fut incapable et bientôt dut le laisser paraître. So, là aussi, le dévot, il joue le jeu. Il entre dans le jeu de Krishna. Krishna le traite de gueux décharné. J'ai peur de lui, il va m'emmener. Alors, au lieu de prendre sur le faux ego, parce qu'on est à Vrindavan, alors le mendiant, il a envie de rire, mais il n'arrive plus à le dissimuler son sourire, finalement par rire, et tout le monde rigole. Non, on ne rigole pas à Vrindavan, non, on rit. Enfin, on doit rigoler quand même. Yeah, at the end, the mendicant tries to hide his smile. He doesn't take it on the false ego, that I am big nonsense and emaciated like that. And he hide his smile to get into Krishna's play, but he cannot hide his smile for long, and he's like that. Okay. Oh, another time, a friend of Krishna says to him, "My dear Krishna, open your mouth. I will put inside a wonderful sweet made of yogurt." He knows how to attract Krishna. Oh, un jour, un ami de Krishna lui dit, « Mon cher Krishna, ouvre ta bouche et j'y placerai une délicieuse sucrerie au yaourt. » Il sait comment attirer Krishna. Krishna immediately opened his mouth, but instead of a sweet, the friend just threw inside a flower. And when he receives the flower, Krishna, he smiled, no, he made, how would you call that? In English, une grimace. Okay, bon, he made a face, he makes a face, and all those who were around there laugh very soundly. Wah, ha, ha. Voilà. Un jour, on a déjà dit, ouvre la bouche, etc. Mais au lieu d'y placer une sucrerie, le compagnon y lance une fleur. Au contact de la fleur, Krishna fait une grimace et tous ceux qui témoignaient alors de la scène se mirent à rire bruyamment. Vrindavan Life qui? Jai. Voilà. Un jour, one day, what's his name? Baba Sindhu? No, a palmist. He's a palmist, Baba Sindhu. Later, maybe, probably, he will be part of that, but not yet. Later, one day, a palmist came to the house of Nanda Maharaj, who asked him, "Oh sage, would you kindly read in the hand of my child, Krishna? Tell me how many years he will live, and if he will become the master of thousands of cows." Parents are always convinced that their child will become, the greatest, which is true always for Krishna and often with the devotees. Oh sage, aurais-tu la bonté, sage, il parle au chiromancien, Nanda Maharaj, de lire dans la main de mon enfant Krishna. Dis-moi, combien d'années il vivra et s'il deviendra le maître de milliers de vaches? Les parents sont toujours convaincus que leur enfant va devenir le plus grand de tous. Et c'est vrai souvent, toujours avec Krishna, souvent, pas toujours, avec leur enfant. Hearing these words, the palmist smiles, and Nanda Maharaj asks him, "But why are you laughing? Why do you cover your face like that?" Entendant ce discours, le chiromancien ou le chiromancien sourit et Nanda Maharaj lui demande, mais pourquoi tu ris? Pourquoi tu te couvres ainsi le visage? Ok. I knew about Jatila and Kutila. They are very important characters for humoristic life in Vrindavan. But here there is another one I did not notice. Her name is Jarati. Jarati. Anyone knows Jarati? Oh, you know. Huh? You know Vrindavan life. Jarati is a chief governant. La gouvernante en chef. You understand chief governant? Chief mistress taking care of Krishna's child, of Krishna as a child. Just like you have Sundari, she's governant for Mataji or like that. So Jarati. So one day, Krishna, not one day, every day, anyway, Krishna is stealing yogurt and is caught by Jarati. And immediately she runs to him to take him, to grab him. Krishna, very afraid, runs toward Balaram, his elder brother, and he tells him, "Oh, my brother, I took some yogurt, and now Jarati, she's running after me to catch me." And then Krishna, Jarati is running behind him. He goes to take shelter in Balaram, and at this time, all the great sages in heavenly planet are smiling. Yeah. And this smile is named Smita. Smita Krishna. Smita Krishna Maharaj. Smita. Smita Krishna. Smiling Krishna. Yes, Krishna has beautiful smile, especially when there is humor. Oh, you know this one also. Today it's, humor, pastimes. When the smile shows a little the teeth, because there is different smiles. Yes, you know what is smita? Smita is a smile. You don't see the teeth, but the eyes and the cheeks are transformed. Smita, c'est le sourire quand on ne voit pas les dents, mais les joues et les yeux sont changés. But here we have another smile, it's called Asita, avec un H, another smile, Hasita. And these smiles, you start to see a little the teeth. One day, Abhimanyu, the so-called husband of Radharani, comes back home. He doesn't see Krishna, but Krishna is there. And seeing Abhimanyu coming, quickly he changed his dress, and in this way he looks exactly like Abhimanyu. Then he goes to Jatila, the mother of Abhimanyu, and he says to Jatila, un jour Abhimanyu, l'époux de Radharani, le soi-disant époux, revient chez lui et il ne sait pas que Krishna est chez lui, mais Krishna le voit venir, alors il change vite de vêtements pour lui ressembler exactement et il s'approche ainsi de la mère d'Abhimanyu, Jatila, et il lui dit, "Oh mother, you see, I am your son, I am Abhimanyu, and you see Krishna, he comes and he dressed like me. Oh ma mère, tu vois bien que je suis Abhimanyu, ton fils, et regarde, voilà Krishna qui arrive, il est habillé exactement comme moi." So, this is actually Abhimanyu coming. Jatila, thinking that Krishna is her son, becomes terribly angry against her real son, who peacefully comes back home. And she she ran after him, screaming. No, she ran after him, angry, and he ran away. Mother, what's going on? What are you doing? Jatila, prenant Krishna pour son fils, entre dans une terrible colère qu'elle déchaîne contre son vrai fils, qui revient paisiblement au foyer. Et elle se met à le pourchasser, et lui se met à crier « Mère, mère, mais que fais-tu » Witness of the pastime, all the Sakis, all the little girls, friends of Radharani, have a smile, and you could see their little teeth peeled. This is an example of Ashita smiling. Témoins de la scène, toutes les compagnes de Radharani ébauchèrent un sourire qui laissait entrevoir leurs dents. C'est là un exemple du sourire Asita. Okay, another one with Jarati. V Ashita. This time you can really see the teeth. You have to be careful because, I heard about somebody who was very, who finds something very humoristic, and that was false ego, and that was not proper. And in consequence of that, when he has his smile, showing his teeth, with this, what's the name of this guy? Kalinga, huh? Yeah, the king of Kalinga, like that. Yeah. Yeah. He was a king, a little puffed up, dangerous to have power. And because of pride, he became actually asuric, against God. And he thought, God, I can, Well, he was a little careful, but he had this big friend with him, Rukmi, and, they play a trick on Balaram. Don't mess around with Balaram. That's the wrong move, So, he played a trick, in the chess game, and, haha, you lose. What? Balaram, start to be angry, and, again, you lose. The smile increase, and Balaram start to have, smoke coming out, everywhere. And then, you lose again, cheating, wrong, Then, Kalinga, Vyasita, then too much, Balaram, transcendental, of course, transcendental, just for our pleasure, for the Krishna book, must be some nice stories in Krishna book. Balaram takes his mace and ding, diggy, 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 poof, all the teeth falls down. No more teeth, no more smiling. And worse than that, he had to, what was the consequence? No more teeth. He cannot eat, he cannot chew, Yeah. He had to eat chickpea flour. Yeah, only. No? He said something like that. Yeah, I read that. Anyway, yeah, to eat mixed food, Huh? Baby food, big king. Ping. Oh, yeah, baby food. So you have to be careful, smiling. You have to be sure between devotees that the other devotee you are making joke with him is part of the humor. Otherwise he may take it bad, and you may have some problem. Okay. Donc il y a une histoire comme ça où il y a quelqu'un qui montre ses dents pour rire comme ça. C'est le roi de Kalinga qui il a eu tort de se moquer de Balaram, d'être humoristique, avec son grand ami Rukmi qui le triche au jeu d'échecs. Balaram, il n'en peut plus à force de les voir bêtes et méchants comme ça, tricheurs. Et à la fin, le roi de Kalinga qui souriait en montrant ses dents éclatantes, boum, ses dents reçoivent la miséricorde de Balaram sous la forme de sa masse, et elles tombent toutes, et après il va devoir se nourrir avec de farine de pois chiche ou des nourritures pour Babilac, là, ou des choses comme ça. Voilà. Donc il faut faire attention quand on fait de l'humour entre dévots, il faut être sûr que l'autre dévot, dont on se moque gentiment, il comprend l'humour, sinon on peut avoir des réactions un peu difficiles. So, this time, another about Jarati. One day, Krishna is going to steal butter and yogurt from Jarati's home. And he says to his friends, "Don't worry, my dear friends. I know that this old lady is sleeping very soundly now because, she's, breathing very heavily. Donc, let's go and take silently the butter and the yogurt." But old Jarati was not sleeping, and she could not repress a smile. And you could see clearly all her teeth. Okay. Un jour, Krishna s'apprêtait à chaparder du beurre et du yaourt de la demeure de Jarati, sa gouvernante en chef. Il rassura ses compagnons en disant « Mes chers amis, je sais que cette vieille femme dort maintenant d'un très lourd sommeil. Sa respiration est très profonde. Prenons silencieusement le beurre et le yaourt. » Mais la vieille Jarati ne dormait pas, et elle ne put contenir son sourire qui aussitôt laissa nettement paraître toutes ses dents. C'est un exemple du sourire vihasita. Alors ça va jusqu'à un rire qui secoue les épaules. Next humor, secoue les épaules. Just like we heard, Prabhupada, when he start to laugh, it is said in the Lilamrita or somewhere, he was laughing, Srila Prabhupada, and he's moving his maybe when you look at Charlie Chaplin's movie, or when he saw, devotees playing Hiranyakashipu, something like that, Yeah. Oh, another one after. Sometimes, it's even so big laugh that on frappe dans les mains, bing, comme ça, et on jump in the air out of joy. C'est Ati Hasita. Huh?
Too much.
Too much, too much, yes. Again, it's with Jarati. Oh, my dear good lady, you see the teeth? Your skin is really, the skin of your face is really flappy. You understand flappy? Yeah? And it looks exactly like the skin of a monkey. Balimukha, the king of monkeys, Balimukha, the king of monkeys, will certainly feel that, you are worthy to becoming his wife. Alors ça, c'est le rire irrépressible, Ati Hasita, où on frappe dans ses mains, on bondit de joie. Un exemple, Krishna s'adresse un jour à Jarati en ces termes, « Ma chère bonne dame, elle est bien flasque, la peau de ton visage, qui maintenant ressemble exactement à celui d'un singe. Balimukha, le roi des singes, va certes te juger digne de devenir son épouse. Don't make offense to Jarati, a very sweet, loving relationship between Krishna and Jarati. So, hein?
C'est pas la fin, apparemment.
Ah, il y a la fin? Oh yeah, okay. Oh, you know everything, okay. Oh, okay. C'est Rasika Bhakta dire. Okay. and after this mockery from Krishna, Jarati answered. She answers that she knows very well that the king of the monkeys wants her as a wife, but because she has already taken shelter in Krishna, the vainqueur, conqueror of many asuras. She has made a choice. She prefers to be married with Krishna instead of the king of monkeys. Au propos au cœur de Krishna, Jarati répond qu'elle était fort bien instruite de ce que le roi des singes a désiré poser pour épouse, mais qu'ayant déjà pris refuge auprès de Krishna, le vainqueur de nombreux et puissants asuras, elle avait ainsi choisi de s'unir à lui plutôt qu'au roi des singes. After this very cunning answer from talkative Jarati, all the gopis who were there start to laugh very soundly and clapping. This is Atyasita. À cette habile riposte de la loquace Jarati, toutes les pastourelles qui se trouvaient en ce lieu se mirent à rire bruyamment en frappant des mains. Tel est le Asita. Bon, il y en a encore une de Jatila, mais bon. It's time. So, let's go back to Bali Maharaj and Prabhupada. But, Prabhupada enters the game. Bali Maharaj is, expressing something which is not his loving heart, but just some humor. Oh, Vishnu is afraid to come, so he disguises as a small brahmana, and he knows we are well educated. We have to, give alms whatever he asks. That's all, my dear spiritual master Shukracharya. Don't worry, you are a good teacher. He plays a game, with Vamanadev. Vamanadev must be very happy. He understands me. I want to play, and he's going to play. So Bali Maharaj, il rentre dans le jeu de Vamanadev en disant à Shukracharya, ne vous inquiétez pas, mon cher maître spirituel, vous m'avez appris à respecter les brahmanas, et Dieu, bien sûr qu'il a peur, c'est notre ennemi, et il s'est déguisé, il a peur, mais vous m'avez appris à bien me conduire, il faut lui obéir, vous êtes bien d'accord quand même. Voilà. Et puis Prabhupada, ensuite, il nous dit, mais attention, vous savez, là, c'est pas que Bali Maharaj, il pense vraiment ce qu'il dit, que Vishnu est notre ennemi, et qu'il faut lui obéir juste parce que c'est un brahmana, mais c'est un tricheur, il a peur. Non, c'est la relation d'humour entre Krishna et son dévot. Tout est la miséricorde de Krishna. Donc cette miséricorde s'exprime sous beaucoup d'aspects différents, tous les différents rasas, qui accroissent le bonheur éternellement des dévots dans le monde spirituel où nous devons aller. Et on a le droit de temps en temps à exprimer un petit peu d'humour dans la vie. C'est même recommandé, dans la mesure où les autres ressentent la chose comme étant agréable. C'est pas bien de se moquer de quelqu'un si ça le fait souffrir. Ça, c'est très mal. Même si notre intention n'est pas de le faire souffrir, on doit être conscient de l'autre personne. So, this is how we see that humor is part of the spiritual world, important, and it can be part of our life also, provided when we mock somebody, we are sure that the person is entering into the game, that he doesn't feel bad. It's very bad, very hurting, very offensive to make fun of somebody, and if the other people, that makes him suffer. Very bad. One has to be very sensitive to that. Humor is an art, not something gross. Yes. Spiritual heart. Jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Is great. Swami Prabhu.
Charles